Good morning. Good morning. All right. I'm going live in all the places. So as you get here, make sure that you say hello and let me know that you're here. And give me just a moment to do all of this. Those of you that have been part of this for a little bit, you know exactly what we're all doing, right? And let me pull this up on my phone really quick. You know, doing right. All right. There we go. I think we're live in all the places. Let me get a sip of my coffee. I have been a busy beaver this morning. Sue Anderson and I have started a program. Good morning, Wendy. And we delivered the first session, episode, whatever the heck you call it, last night. And it was so much fun and a little bit out of my comfort zone. I know I do those things all the time, but for some reason, us working together, and it's a beta program that we're creating something as we go. It feels a little out of my comfort zone, and so it was a stretch last night, right? Good morning, Carrie. Good morning. And so, but it was amazing. So last night, I was going to create the Facebook group for this program, and I thought, well, I'll do it tomorrow. But I was so excited when I got off. I did it last night, and then this morning, already been going in and posting things about who wants the replay and all those things for the people that were invited into the program. And I don't know, it got me all excited, but it also got me looking at, we had a nurse in to do blood test. Oh, okay. All right. Well, cool. Hopefully the blood tests are going to be just exactly what you want it to be, right? But it was so much fun. And then this morning I've been so excited that I was doing all these things, but it really got me thinking because, there has been a time in the past that I would have delayed a lot of these things because it was out of my comfort zone. And so that's where this morning's affirmation and journal prompt come in. But I have really, over the past few months, maybe the past year, really been growing in the ability to embrace that discomfort of stepping out of the comfort zone, knowing that that's helping me to get to be who I want to be, and how I can show up for others, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get this and share it with you. So give me just a second. So I was telling you all that so you would know what this was about. So the affirmation is, I now step out of the cocoon of the ordinary and spread my wings, ready to embrace the extraordinary life awaiting me. Because, like I said, previously, before I really started doing a lot more of this work and being here for you guys and just doing different things. And one of the things that has been really helpful for me is when my mentor, Stacy, tells me to do something to better my business or to reach more people or whatever it may be. I would write a note down and I would mull over how difficult it's going to be, or is that going to be uncomfortable, all these things. But now it's like I immediately take action, and it has made such a difference. And so one of the things that I'll share too is that when I am on a group Zoom with a bunch of people, and a lot of times I'm on there with people I do not know anybody and all of that stuff. And it can be intimidating sometimes when you see some of these people that are doing exponentially great things and you aspire to doing those, but you really don't feel like you're there, or maybe you don't even aspire to go that far, but you feel like you're really not where you want to be. And so you feel intimidated. I've been there so many times. And so what I started doing to help myself with that is, and this is a long explanation, but just bear with me. So one of the things that I discovered is if they ask for somebody to share, and I wait till other people have shared, I start second guessing my share. I start thinking, well, theirs was so brilliant. What is mine? Let me think. I need to do something different. And that's what I would do in my mind, right? And I don't know if anybody can relate to that or not, but that was definitely where I was. So the thing that I started to do to combat that in me was that I would be the first one to raise my hand. I always wanted to go first, and I still do that when I can, as long as I don't feel like I'm taking over something, because sometimes it can kind of feel that way if I've been part of the group for a while, and now I'll stand back a little bit and let other people share first. But for the most part, I share first, because then I get to say what's in my heart without second guessing what I'm going to say. I just say it. And then if somebody else says something that's amazingly brilliant after I've said that, I can sometimes still get this little twinge of, oh, I wish I'd remembered to talk about that. I wish I'd remembered. But now it's like I reel myself back in and say, I shared exactly what was on my heart. I shared exactly what I needed to share, and they shared what they needed to share. So it's all good, right? But there was so many times that in my life that I've held back and not shared because I didn't feel good enough, or I didn't feel knowledgeable enough. And I would put myself in this cocoon of comfort, right? And sometimes comfort doesn't mean it really feels good. It just means it's the known. And a lot of people, and I'm not saying you guys, because you are on this journey of growth and moving forward in your life, but you might still feel a little bit of it, or maybe you have in the past, so maybe you can relate some. But a lot of times people stay in their cocoon of the ordinary just because it feels like the known. They know what that feels like. And their conscious mind, their subconscious mind, it's all like, okay, they can survive this. No matter how miserable it is, because they've been surviving this for a long time. Let's keep them right there and keep them safe. And so it takes, sometimes in the very beginning, it takes an amazing amount of breathing and stepping up, spreading your wings, right? And if you're in this group, if you're here, you're one of the people that wants to spread your wings and embrace the extraordinary life and be extraordinary at what you do. And just get to the place where you're feeling more comfortable in the stepping out of your comfort zone, getting out of that cocoon. So, does anybody relate? Oh, let me look and see if we got what we got going on over here. I swear, Facebook is so odd. It's not sharing anything on my screen for Facebook, just a little bit on my phone. So I don't know if you're responding and I'm just not seeing it, but we'll just keep going. And if something pops up, then I'll know. So like I said, right now it's not showing me anything. So I'm going to go ahead and share the journal prompt. Let me take the word journal prompt out. Let's see if we can get it all in one little thing. It gets almost all of it. But like I said, Carrie, you also like to be the first one. Is it a similar thing, or why do you like to be the first one? I love sharing mine first, and Stacy knows it about me, so she'll even say, "Well, I know Vicki wants to go first." Because I've shared it with her many times. It's just this thing, I want to get what I want to say out and not judge it from whatever other people say. And sometimes it's that I want to get what I want to say out so that I can articulate it in the moment. Whereas if I wait a little bit, some of the feel of excitement of sharing it kind of calms down a little bit, and I don't feel like I share it as well. I don't know. It's one of those limiting beliefs, right? It depends on how many people are there. Okay, I get you. To me, it could be 3 people, or it could be 1,000. I still want to go first. Unless I'm in a group of people that it's like some of the people that are in the wealth experiment with me. One of the things is that I've been with Stacy in this program for a little bit. So now I kind of step back a little bit and don't share immediately, because I want people that are new to the group to feel ready to share, right? So I do share some, but I tend to step back just a little bit to make sure that I'm not taking over the show, because I can tend to do that sometimes now. Like I even apologized to Sue when we got finished with the program last night, that session. And I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Did I just take over the whole doggone thing?" She said, "No, it was great." So it was like, okay, it felt like I was. So anyway, but it was beautiful. So today's journal prompt is, what extraordinary experiences and possibilities are calling to you as you step out of the ordinary? So what do you think? Have you got just with that thought? Do you have something that pops up in your mind? And one of the things that I will say that one of the things that's calling to me is to take a book that we're wanting to share and do the audio of it. I'm kind of playing with it. So sometime this week, I'm going to be doing some of that, and let's just see what happens. I mean, heck, if it ends up not being good, who cares, right? It's a safe place. So I'll be fine. So then the second part of this is to list the bold, exciting ways you can soar beyond your comfort zone and embrace a life that lights you up. And we know how uncomfortable getting out of your comfort zone can be, right? However, you can, with some work, you can get to this place, but that you still get the butterflies, and you still get maybe the palm sweat and all of that, maybe even the shaky voice, all of those things that show up when you're stepping out of your comfort zone. But as you do that, you get excited about the possibilities that come from stepping out of your comfort zone, the possibilities of your growth, and how you might be able to help other people in a grander way. Oh my gosh, when you can get to the place where it's exciting to step out of your comfort zone, delicious, I'm telling you. And not to say that it doesn't still feel uncomfortable, right? Because I heard someone, and I wish I could remember who it was. I was listening to an audio book or something. And one of the things that this gentleman said was that If you're not feeling a little bit of discomfort stepping out of your comfort zone, then you're not growing. You're not becoming anything close to your potential, right? And go live more. Yes, Carrie, that's a good one. I love it. And so the thing is that stepping out of your comfort zone is supposed to feel a little bit off anyway, because it is that signal that you're growing. It's the signal that you're on the right path. It's getting a little bit more comfortable with the discomfort. Because, like I said last night, when Sue and I were doing that first session, it was uncomfortable in the fact that I didn't even have bullet points down of what to talk about. We set an intention and then we just went. And so that was very much out of my comfort zone. I can get on these conversations and have just an affirmation and a journal prompt and be good with just talking about all kinds of things, right? But to teach a group of people that are on that journey and have signed in to be part of it, and then not know really what you're going to be talking about and start discovering it together. Do it dirty. Yeah, yeah. Or do it messy. What Stacy says is do it messy. But it was so exciting going through the process and coming out at the end. And Sue and I stayed on after the hour of our program, and we stayed on and talked a little bit about, you know, what we got from it and some ideas of things going forward, because our whole thing is we're using this to create a program where it's a beta program so that we can create something more in tune with what people want. And so it's outside of my comfort zone, and I think from the things Sue said, it's outside of hers as well. But we were so excited at the end of it. Oh my gosh, this feels amazing. And before we started, we said a little prayer and we set an intention, and then we said, okay, let's do this thing. And there we went. And so it was like so surreal in a way how just doing that felt amazing as we got into it, right? The moment everybody popped in and we started, it was all I felt this like, but it didn't take but just a second for it to be, oh my gosh, what can we do this time? Right. And so it's changing the way that you're looking at it, stepping out of your comfort zone. I mean, right. All right. So I'm going to go back to our affirmation. I now step out of the cocoon of the ordinary and spread my wings, ready to embrace the extraordinary life awaiting me. Because it is extraordinary. I mean, when you think about all the things that are around you, and even if you don't have everything you want, life is extraordinary. The fact that you're living, you're breathing, you're talking, you're listening, you're doing all the things that you do, what a gift, right? I shared the other day that the best thing that had happened to me that day was I woke up. And that's every day, right? Because not everybody gets to do that. And so it's finding that gift of where we are and being able to say, this is my cocoon where I feel safe. And it's okay to step outside of it, to break it open, like almost like it's, if you can envision you're in this big ball, this cocoon, and then you reach out and you just open it up. Good morning, Carmen. You open it up and you step out, and it's like the colors are brighter, the air feels better, the temperature's exquisite, and possibilities are all around you. And you just spread your wings and you fly, right? You can't fly while you're in the cocoon. And remember, for those that, if the caterpillar that's in the cocoon to become the butterfly, it's the struggle that it goes through while it's in the cocoon that creates the beautiful wings, right? Oh, thank you, Paul. Thank you. That is so sweet. And so you think about it, all the things of getting outside of our comfort zone, all of those things that we're needing to embrace and learn and grow through, that's us in the cocoon, really struggling to get our wings strong so that we can break it open, we can get out, and we can soar. And I would say that if you're here, you've been honing those wings for a while, right? And so it's time to go ahead and step out of the cocoon. You've exercised those wings, you've created all this beauty within you. Step out. The name of this group is Stand Up and Stand Out. And there's a reason for that, because you guys are ready to stand up and stand out in life and in business and relationships, whatever it is, you're ready. You've been in that cocoon of comfort and discomfort, and now you're ready. So embrace the spreading of your wings, because you are an extraordinary person and you have the potential to have this extraordinary life if you choose to. Because one of the things, remember, we always talk about is that the only constant in life is change. So you either are changing toward who you want to be, or you're going backwards. No more hiding. That's right, Paul. No more hiding. Get out of that cocoon. Stretch out those wings and just fly. You have the ability. Now, remember, I've talked several times about if you say this affirmation and it gives you hope, it gives you inspiration, it gives you this, I know I can do this. Beautiful. But if it makes you feel constricted and that's not me, how do I do this? Then it's time to look at it and change it up just a little bit, right? So it can be, I'm now step out of my cocoon of the ordinary. Maybe it is, I am beginning to step out of the cocoon of the ordinary, to spread my wings. I'm getting ready to embrace the extraordinary life that awaits me. I know it's there. I'm ready to get to that place where I'm strong enough, I'm capable enough to handle it, right? And that's why the caterpillar in the cocoon has to do all the things it does so that when it's time to come out of the cocoon and be the butterfly, its wings are strong enough to handle everything that comes about. And so if you feel like you're not through that struggle yet and you need a little more time in the cocoon, that's okay. That's okay. I just don't want you to stay there, because the danger a lot of times is that we can get so comfortable in our discomfort, so comfortable in what's going wrong in our life and how much we want something different. That becomes almost our safe space, the wanting, and thinking it's just over there, been there, done that, right? And so if you need to redo this affirmation so that it feels like it's not such a big stretch, but it's still a stretch, then do that. And then save this one, because once you've stretched out a little bit, you may feel perfectly aligned with this. So you get to choose. Not everybody's ready to go at warp speed, right? Sometimes it's a little bit slower process, and that's perfectly okay. Because remember, 1% change every day creates exponential growth. You don't have to leap into the wild blue yonder unless you want to, right? However, we have to be working on us and becoming the person that can stand in that leap and be okay and still be stretching for the next leap, right? The next growth. Because we don't ever get to where we want to be. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's go to an island, drink some Mai Tais, right? No, you're always growing. If you're not, what is it they say? If you're not growing, you're dying. So, like I said, the only constant in life is change. So, you're either changing to where you want to grow and to be who you want to be, or you're going backwards because you never stay exactly where you are. You have two choices. You get to choose, right? So, take this affirmation, and if you need to adjust it, adjust it. But put it on a sticky note, your index card, the screensaver on your phone. Put it on on your mirror with a chalk marker. Put it on a piece of paper and stick it to your fridge. Put it somewhere that today you're going to be reminded that that cocoon that you're in is not your permanent location. You can spread your wings and just fly into the extraordinary life. And then back to our journal prompt. What extraordinary experiences and possibilities are calling to you as you step out of the ordinary, as you step out of that cocoon? What's calling to you? Like Carrie, I think it was Carrie, said she was going to be doing more lives, right? Yeah. Thank you, Carrie. I'm just mentioning you and you say thank you. I love it. I love it. Of course, there's a delay in what I'm doing and what you're doing. So you might have said that already, but I just now saw it. Yes, yes. All right. So as you step out of the ordinary, doesn't that feel amazing to just think about? So no matter how amazing your life feels right now, if it's been comfortable for a bit, then you've created a cocoon, whether it's the cocoon of what you really want, or if it's just the cocoon of what you're used to. And there's times we all end up getting into this cocoon. And one of the things that I'm doing right now for me to continue to grow is if I start feeling too comfortable with what I'm doing, I take it up a notch. And it's like with Stacy, she has the comfort circles. If you're not familiar with the comfort circles, you need to really check those out. It's your comfort zone has little circles, right? And you get so comfortable in a certain place. Walk into the vision of what you desire. Yes, Paul. Yes. And so when you get into this comfort circle that maybe it was a stretch when you first got in there, and then it becomes like, I can do that in my sleep. Or it becomes, I'm miserable, but I'm okay with misery because I don't have to try. I have an excuse. And for a long time, my excuse was, I still have a day job. I ain't got time for a lot of this stuff, right? Well, now I still have that day job. But the same 24 hours a day, I can do so much more than I used to think was possible. Because I don't accept that excuse in me anymore. Now, there are times I still have to say, well, I'm sorry, I can't attend that, or I can't do this because I've got clients in the salon, right? But it's not an excuse now. It's not an excuse to not put something somewhere else or to branch out a little bit more. So maybe you have some place that when you think about it right now, you realize that's a comfort zone. That's a cocoon, a comfort circle that I've been in for a while. And this is your wake up call to say, Step your toe out, baby. Maybe jump. Whatever you need to do to get that excitement brewing within you again, like, whoo, I'm about to do this thing. And wow, right? And I know you guys, and you're all the time stepping out of your comfort zone. But are you still staying small? Because you all deserve to be big, to dream big, to see the potential that you have within you without fear, without self-judgment, to just be excited and I don't know how the hell this is going to work out, but I know it will. Here's my first step. And like I said, when now in the space that I'm in, if Stacy says, do this, I do this. And I may be scared in the moment, but I do it. And when you get through that space where you step into the fear and the discomfort, and I don't know how this is going to work, I don't know. And then you do it, whew, man, it's like, I had no idea I could do that. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Because we can get so immersed in our little cocoon of comfort. And especially if we've had some success and that's been comfortable, and we may want to just milk it and hold on to it. But if you hold on to it too long, it becomes that cocoon that keeps you from where you want to be. So step out of the cocoon. Remember that visual? Open it up. Step right out and fly. So list the bold, exciting ways you can soar beyond your comfort zone and embrace a life that lights you up. Life is too friggin' short to be spending a whole lot of time doing things you do not love. Now, do we have to do a few things we're uncomfortable with while we're learning as we're wanting to get into that place of the thing that we love? Yeah. And once you've done it for a while and you're comfortable with it, then you can send that off to somebody else to do. You don't have to all the time be doing the task that are the things that get you to where you want to be. Those are the tasks that help to strengthen your wings. But once you got your bold wings and you're flying, you can hand that off to someone else. And as a matter of fact, you know, I have Sue, where we're doing this program together. Sue does email marketing and does so many things. And so she's the one that handles my email marketing for me now. And that reminds me, I've got an email. I've got to give her the information that I want her to create. And then she's actually publishing my podcast for me because I'm doing the podcasting, which I love, but the daunting task of putting the description and doing all that stuff, I didn't, but I did it for like the 125 or 120 episodes, whatever it was. I did that all myself. So I know exactly how to do it. But now it's like, is that where I want to spend my time? No. So I hire someone to do those things for me. Right? Sue Anderson. Yeah. She's the one that does all that for me now. And she's amazing at it. And, you know, the amazing program that she and I are doing, it is tech, it is mindset, it is so many things married together. And so keep watching. Right now, we're working with the people in the wealth experiment, and once we get to a certain place, we're going to be doing this for a lot of people. And so keep watching, keep watching. All right, so it is getting close to time for me to pop off here because I have salon clients this morning to get to. And so I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I love you guys. You are my heart. You get me excited every evening before I go to bed. I think about what I'm going to say in the morning or what's coming up for me. And then sometimes it doesn't show up till I wake up and it's like, "Ooh, this is what I need to work on. This is what I want to share with my people," right? And so I'm eternally grateful for each and every one of you. So do not ever doubt that you're in my heart. So remember to write your affirmation, your journal prompt in your notebook or your journal. Take some time in silence before you start filling it in and just get in touch with you and your inner guidance, and then just go for it, right? And then later on, when you come back and look, you're going to be excited to see the possibilities that we're calling to you, the things that you were going to reach out of your comfort zone and have this life that lights you up. You're going to be surprised when you look back and you say, "Oh my God, I did almost every one of those," or maybe you did them all. And so it's a great way to look back and see how far you've grown, how far you've come. All right. You're welcome, Paul. You're welcome. So you have an amazing day today, stepping outside of your comfort zone, of the cocoon of comfort. And I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, as always. Mwah.